Hello, Grendel here, once again for another Halloween episode. However, since Halloween is next week, Paul felt a bit nice this time around, and let me choose the game I wanted to talk about, and that is Bendy and the Ink Machine. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. Well, first, before we review this masterpiece, we need to talk about its plot. You play the role of Henry, who was once a partner and fellow animator with Joey Drew of Joey Drew Studios, creator of the infamous Bendy. You were sent a telegram from Joey asking you to come back and visit the old studio once again since you left. The first level, you start out on the first floor of the studio where you learn that Joey created a machine that runs on ink. And once you gather all the parts to get it running, you go back to where you first saw it, only to find out that now it's boarded up, and you encounter the main villain of this game, Bendy the Ink Demon. After you fall to the second floor, you find yourself in the music department, realizing that your only way out is a set of stairs. However, you have to drain the ink first. At the top of the stairs, you see a switch to turn on the lights. Once you turn them on, only to realize you now face the first monsters in the game, ink demons called Searchers. You walk your way around the music department fighting off Searchers to get to Sammy, the music director's office, only to find out to get a bit further in the game you have to recover the keys to Sammy's closet, then to find out to get to Sammy's little hideaway you need to play his favorite song to open it. Once you think you've made your way out, you are then hit over the head by someone. When you come to, you are greeted by Sammy, who is now covered in ink and is wearing a bendy mask, who plans on sacrificing you to the ink demon only to be killed off himself off camera. As you make your way out, you can see a can of bean soup rolling towards you, followed by a living, breathing Boris the Wolf, called the Buddy Boris. Chapter 3 starts you out inside Boris's little safe house, and you find that the only way out is to cook him some bean soup and give it to him, and then he gives you the lever to open the door. You then find a flashlight that helps you and Boris walk to the next door. However, once you get past the toy factory, you meet the next twisted creation, Alice Angel, who is madly in love with Boris and sends you on a bunch of collectathon quests. And then you meet a set of 3 little but equally dangerous foes called the Butcher Gang. Once you beat them, she sends you on your last collectathon quest to go to the depths and collect 5 ink cards, all the while avoiding a disfigured projectionist whose light is deadly. Once you get those and return to her, she then tells you she's setting you and Boris free. But don't believe her, because as you start to ascend up in the elevator, she then starts to send it hurling down the shaft and crash. You wake up as Boris tries to shake you up, only to watch Angel slowly walk up behind Boris and capture him, leading you to Chapter 4. Now on to Chapter 4. You're now in by the archives, in which you have to first find out that the turn wheel that opens them is missing, and you have to find that. And once you find it, you then have to figure out a series of books to push to open the passage that leads into the underground. Here you have to find a way to fix the bridge, and once you do that, then you end up in what is going to be Bendyland, but is not really anymore. Now here is where I gave up due to the fact that trying to solve 2 impossible minigames to turn on the power to the haunted house just took way too long and I needed to give up. But after watching some others on YouTube solve it, you then face the great creator of Bendyland, Bertram Piedmont. But once you beat him, then you get to face Mega Boris, and then on to the final chapter. The last chapter, you work your way to a room with a bunch of monitors and a big comfy chair. And you hear the voice of Drew telling you that Bendy knows his beginning, however he doesn't know his end. As you get a film reel labeled the end, you now have to race your way to a projector, play the film reel that has an end card to all cartoons, thus ending Bendy once and for all. You then find yourself back in your office and learn that what you just went through hasn't really happened yet as you get the ill-fated telegram and head to the studio. Bendy and the Ink Machine is an epic masterpiece that has made its way into the hearts and minds of those on YouTube and around the internet, with many fan theories and even a few people creating some great songs based on the game itself. When I had got this game on Steam a year ago, it also came with a little side game called Boris and the Dark Survival, where you play as Boris trying to find items to stop the Ink Demon. The graphics are amazing and really fit with the time period that the game is set in, as well as the cartoony vibe the game gives off. The sound is amazing with all the voice acting and such in the game. The gameplay, well, is just as good as the first two. I am not a big fan of first-person shooters, but the first-person horror game is a great way to immerse the player in the game, and minimal jump scares make the game feel great. I say that because the game with too many jump scares makes the game, one, incredibly hard to beat, and two, really boring as you focus on when the jump scares happen and not the plot of the game. I can't wait till they come out with a sequel that is projected to come out in 2022 called Bendy and the Dark Revival. Well, here are my final words. This game is just amazing, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who's a fan of first-person horror games. You can find it on Steam as well as other platforms such as consoles as well. The graphics and gameplay combined with the story make this game a true delight to play. So with that, I am Grendel Nightshade saying peace out and stay scary.